今集嘅嘉賓佢喺巴西出生，一共有10兄弟姊妹。14歲嗰年，佢就走咗去同阿哥去學做家私，之後咧就考咗入聖保羅騎術學校，仲做埋冠軍見習生。2012年，佢加盟高多芬馬房成為主帥，不過咧做咗3年就俾人炒魷魚啦。好彩佢咧都皇天不負有心人，最近成為咧英國嘅冠軍騎師，佢就係今集嘅嘉賓蘇兆輝。I know that your father owns a farm in Brazil, and then since a really young age, and then you start to ride horses to help him to do some farming, right?
Yes, and like in Brazil, it's a big country. So when I was very young, as soon as you reach about 7, 8, my dad used to give a horse to one of us and said, "That's your present for Christmas." Yes, and it's a bit different, or a football, but unfortunately, I got a horse. I want to be a footballer, but but I think it's in the genetic. I got size, and the way my bodybuilding is pretty much like a jockey. So, but I love horses, and horse is a beautiful creature.
At the age of 13 or 14, you moved to Sao Paulo to work for your brother in a furniture factory, right?
Yeah, and I'm from the north of Brazil. So when you grow up north, and to get a better job and to make a better living, you have to move to the big cities like Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro.
When you're working for your brother, and then you met a really important person who bring you to the racing circle, right?
Yes, yeah, it was, yeah, and I met Silvestre de Sousa, and he went up champion in Macau for a couple of years, and unfortunately he passed away a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But he was very influential in my career, and he's the one introduced me to the racing school in Sao Paulo. It's a good school and academic. You get a good discipline there, but we was 15 of us. We all enjoy in one time. Every year the racing school get about 15 boys.
Yeah. Very competitive.
It's very competitive, and you have to look after the ponies in the morning, and the pony would ride out for the racing school. And after that, we went to the track and do track work for the trainers.
So you worked for Petro Nicofillo?
Yeah.
At the beginning of your career, right?
Yes, and he was, because when the racing school released apprentice, so they put you with a trainer. So okay, you're gonna work for this trainer. So you do a bit of work for the trainer, 3 or 4 horses in the morning. So, and after that, you'd be free to ride for the next door train, or somebody else call you and say, "Oh, I got a horse to gallop." Okay. So you can do a bit of work as well, the people getting to know you better, But when they let you out for have your first ride, and then you automatically freelance. I think because I was one of the last ones to be released, with the license. So everybody was claiming only 2-3 kilos. So and I freshened him up with 4 kilos, 5 kilos. So I got going really quick, and sometimes I felt I lost my claim too quick. Sometimes it's really good when you got a support, but when you're freelance and you lose your claim too quick, and when you get your full license, the trainer is another point to prove.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But no, it was good, and and I rode group winners as apprentice.
Yeah.
So it's very rare. It's not many people do that. And I had an accident, and I have to take 6 months off.
Very hard to get support after.
Oh, it's hard to just go back to the routine you are.
Yeah.
When you ride good horses and you ride winners, I've been beaten. When you came back, I felt I was getting rides, but there wasn't the rides I was want to. All the rides I was building, all of us already gone, 6 months ago. Most of them had gone 2-3 times, I got a call from a friend of mine saying Dermot 12 was looking for walk riders in Ireland, So, and I just put my CV in, and he took it straight away.
So what do you expect from Dermot Well before you are applying for track rider for him?
I didn't expect a lot, and I just was expect learning something different, And I did learn, and I spent 2.5 years working for him.
Yes.
I was up the Cora every day, up and down, and through the winter I was going to Moy guys too, to breaking babies, 2-year-olds. Yeah, was I think was the funniest part in my career, because I enjoyed to do that, And youngsters, they don't know and eat in, and you basically have to teach them how to walk and how to run.
But do you feel a little bit disappointed because you have worked for Mr. Well for almost 2 years but didn't get a ride?
No, yeah, well, I was only work riding that time, you know.
Oh.
I was work rider, so after I took my license out, but they would say I couldn't explain myself, you know, I knew how to ride and everything, but, you know, and to ride I would need a translator to do that, so, and for me it was just somewhere, you know, just start learning as well and learning the language, you know, and but after 2.5 years, and I'd say I'm gonna have a go.
Do you have a moment that you want to quit and I want to go home, homesick?
Yes, and you know, probably out of 10 times, 9 times.
Really?
No, it wasn't that bad, but I had tough times, but you know, at the same time, and you know, to be tough is good too, you know. You know, taught me well. I remember when I started, and you know, I didn't have license. I didn't get any rides in Ireland, so I moved to England because the market is a bit bigger. You know, and Dundee Nichols. That's when I had my first ride. Was in Dundee Nichols' stable.
One of the very important person in your career is Mark Johnston, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the story with him?
Because when I left Mr. Nichols, like you know, and it just was getting too tight for me now that, you know, he had his first job as a stable jockey. So I wasn't only replacing, the rides was getting left, you know. So, and he came to a point and said to me, and I think you should go as a freelance, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I went as a freelance for the first year by myself. I rode 60 winner. So, and after that, Mr. Johnson said, I will give you a few rides, you know. So, and I started getting a few rides off Mr. Johnson, and he's the one has put me in the big stage, you know, Epsom, Ascot. Because I was ride the winners, but I was ride a lot of winners in the small tracks,
so much
B tracks, you know. They call the B tracks. So, and when it comes to the A1 tracks, Newmark, Ascot, you know, Epsom, I have to give the credit to Mr. Johnson. He's the one has put me there with the horses. Could have had a chance to win. He took me to a lot of places, the horse.
And also the horses bring you to the Melbourne Cup in 2011.
Yeah, and it's a kind of moment, you know. It's I had fox hunting, and I didn't want to lose the rides. But at the same time, I was want to win the title. You know, and Mr. Johnson had given me all the support, you know, for the whole season. You know, and I felt like, and I should give something back to him. So, and he requested himself for me to go to ride the horse. So I had the title in I could win the title, I could lose it, but I lost like 4 or 5 days, gone to Melbourne and come back. And you know, I lost the title by 4 winners. So,
but if you have one more chance, what was your decision? Are you going to still riding in the Melbourne Cup, or you were staying in the?
I'd still ride in the Melbourne Cup. The horse run well. If I had the inside draw, I think he could run much better, or he could nearly win. But that's over, you know. But I choose to go to ride the horse because to get a horse to run a Melbourne Cup, maybe you get one in lifetime in your career, and it's a title every year.
In 2012, you became the jockey for the Godolphin.
Yes, and you know, it's kind of funny story because when I went to Melbourne Cup, when I was flying back, I met the racing manager, Simon Christie. That time he was racing manager for Godolphin, and he was asking what I was going to do for the winter, and I told him I had no plans. So because I used to go to India to ride it through the winter in India. So, and I had no plans, and I would take a bit of break, and I went a holiday, and he called me to go to Dubai. So I come to Dubai, we don't promise you a lot, but we're trying to give you spare rides. And when I went to Dubai, my first ride for Godolphin won, 25 to 1. So,
very good start.
Yeah, it was a good start, and the second ride won as well. So, and you know, and they asked me to enjoy the stable.
Starting from 2012 to 2014, 3 seasons, you're working for Godolphin, and your team enjoyed quite some big success. winning the Dubai World Cup and also winning the British Champion stakes with Far.
Yeah.
And then, as you mentioned, Far is one of your favorite horses in your career.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I broke a maiden. I won the first race with him.
Oh.
Yes, and I was no retainer by Godolph.
Yeah.
I won his first race, and I always thought he was a nice horse. But after Frankie's, there was a retainer ride. You have to ride, but I wasn't associated with the stable this time.
Yeah.
A year later, I came associated with the stable, and he was one of my best horses I ever rid. You know, I won the Lockenham.
Yes.
And the Champion Stake. You know, he's a really nice horse. So he's a stallion now, but he won one of the one, you know, I would pick as my best.
Yeah.
I ever rid.
So it seems like your career going to a really good condition when you're joining the Godolphin.
Yeah.
And it seems everything is going all right.
Yeah.
But what do you feel when you know that they are not going to renew the contract with you in 2014?
They told me we're not going to renew the contract. So I'm very good head, like, you know, I got a cool head. Well, I had a good time. I won the Lockenham, the Champion Stake, and a lot of group races for them, and the Dubai World Cup.
Yes.
I had nothing to prove.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I felt. I have nothing to prove.
You are quite positive then.
Yes, I'm quite positive. Yeah, and it's a loss, but life is carry on. I had a lot of contacts before I went to Godolphin. So when I went to Godolphin, I have to work with my stable. So all my outside ride is gone. You know, all my contact is gone.
Yes.
So, and I lost the job, but I just have to build everything from the beginning.
Yes.
You know, so I went around, went to the small tracks and to the big tracks. I don't ride only in the small track. I ride in wherever way I can get a ride. You know? And I just felt I have to point a proof to someone. When I lost the job, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, he's gone."
Yes.
You know, that's the first thing coming to everybody's mind.
Yes.
He's never going to pick himself up, you know, because such a good job, and you know, and the people think that's the last job in the world, but it's not. You know, Christoph Somino has lost the job. Vic Kinnan has lost the job. You know, Johnny Mota has lost the job. So I wouldn't be the first job to lose a job.
So how can you manage the hard time, or how can you rebuild your confidence?
And what I felt, I haven't lost my confidence. I lost the horses. Sometimes one door closed and there's a window open somewhere, you know. I'm very proud of the achievement I done myself.
Yes.
You know? And I just have to say thanks to the trainers who support me in England, you know, through the whole season.
In Hong Kong, do you mind that people always put comparisons between Joe Moreira and yourself?
Maybe Joe is better than me, you know, and but it's not only Joe. Like, I think Joe is a very good rider. He got a lot of talent, but he rides a lot of good horses too.
Do you believe that one day you can beat him and become champion in Hong Kong?
Maybe, yeah. I think if I get a good support, I can give a go. I will give a go.
So any races you want to win one day?
Yeah, I love to win the Derby and the Melbourne Cup.
So do you have a motto in your life? Your belief?
Yes, I believe in what I can do. You know, if they're good enough, they will win. And if it's not good enough, it will be another day.
Are you happy if your son Ryan tells you one day that I would like to become a jockey?
Yes, I'll be very happy. But if he tells me he wants to be a Formula 1 driver, I'll be very happy too.